Beloved chosen one, tonight is not ordinary, and deep inside you, you already know it. Something has been pressing against your spirit, not to crush you, but to awaken you. For a long time, you thought your hidden role meant silence, delay, invisibility, and being overlooked by people who could never discern what heaven placed inside you. Yet the truth is far greater than what your eyes have been allowed to see. Your hidden role was never absence. It was concealment. It was protection. It was divine timing wrapping its hand around your life until the precise hour arrived. And now that hour is breathing on you. Now the veil is thinning. Now what was buried is beginning to stir. You are not imagining the tension, the restlessness, or the sudden sense that something irreversible is near. This is not coincidence. This is divine intervention. The assignment that slept beneath your pain is moving. The purpose that sat quietly beneath rejection is standing up. The part of you that endured confusion without losing your soul is the very proof that you were marked for an hour like this. You have asked why your path has felt different, why your battles have been heavier, why your nights have been longer, and why your heart has carried a language most people around you could not understand. The answer is now coming into focus. You were never designed merely to fit into the rhythm of ordinary living. You were being shaped for impact that could not come early. Some call it isolation, but heaven called it preparation. Some called you forgotten, but God called you hidden. Some mistook your restraint for weakness, but restraint was the sign that power was still being forged within you. What is activating tonight is not a new identity. It is the unveiling of the one that has been there all along, waiting for the appointed moment to rise with clarity. We are reminded through the writings of David in the Psalms, chapter 27, verse 1. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? This word meets you exactly where you stand tonight, because your hidden role cannot awaken while fear remains on the throne. The light of God is going before you now, not only to comfort you, but to expose every lie that told you your life was small, delayed, or disconnected from destiny. You are stepping into recognition, not from man first, but from heaven. Receive this moment fully. Like this message, share it with the one who needs this confirmation. Comment 717 and subscribe as a sign that you are ready to walk with what God is uncovering in your life tonight. What begins to unfold tonight is the meaning of the weight you have carried for so long. You remember the strain, the waiting, the closed doors, the strange loneliness of being surrounded by people and still feeling set apart. You remember seasons when you questioned your own strength because the burden seemed too specific, too personal, too relentless to be random. But now the truth moves closer, and it asks you to see your history differently. That weight was not sent to destroy you. It was allowed to develop you. The pressure was forming endurance. The silence was building discernment. The battles that forced you to pray when no one saw were teaching your spirit how to stand when comfort was absent and clarity was delayed. You thought you were merely surviving, but heaven was training your inner life. Every time you held yourself together when others expected you to collapse, something holy was being carved into your character. Every time you chose restraint over bitterness, a deeper authority was taking root. Every time disappointment visited your house and you still refused to curse your future, your soul was learning obedience under strain. This is why your preparation never looked glamorous. Real preparation often happens in hidden rooms, where applause cannot follow and pride cannot feed on attention. You are being strengthened in places where only God could witness the cost. The Spirit spoke through the prophet Jeremiah, chapter 18, verse 6. Like clay in the hand of the potter, so are you in my hand. That word explains the mystery of your process. Clay does not understand the hands shaping it while the pressure is being applied. It only feels the turning, the pressing, the reshaping, and the removal of what cannot remain. Yet the potter is never acting without design. In the same way, your difficult seasons were not proof that God stepped away. They were proof that He kept working. He was removing fragility where endurance was needed. He was confronting fear where courage would later be required. He was breaking dependency on human approval because your calling could not survive on borrowed confidence. So when you look back now, do not call those years wasted. Do not name them empty. Do not reduce them to pain without purpose. They were severe in moments, yes, but they were also sacred. They taught you how to hear beneath noise, how to wait without surrendering identity, and how to remain standing when easier people gave up. What felt like delay was often construction. What felt like abandonment was often deep formation. And because of that, you are not entering this next phase as someone untested. You are entering it as someone refined, someone steadied, someone made ready by the very weight that once made you wonder whether you would make it through. Now you arrive at the threshold where preparation is no longer the whole story. This is the place where your calling stops feeling distant and starts demanding response. Heaven has been patient with you, not because your assignment was uncertain, but because your surrender had to become deliberate. There is a difference between being chosen and agreeing to walk as one who is chosen. Tonight, that difference stands before you. You can feel it in the sharpness of your discernment, in the unease that will not let you return to old compromises, and in the holy tension pressing against every excuse that once helped you delay obedience. The hour is becoming clearer, and clarity always requires decision. What makes this threshold so intense is that it does not only reveal opportunity, it reveals resistance. The closer you move to alignment, the more obvious the counterfeit paths become. Distractions suddenly appear attractive. Weariness starts speaking with the voice of reason. Old appetites try to reintroduce themselves as comfort. Familiar fear attempts to negotiate one more season of postponement. But what once passed as harmless can no longer remain hidden in your life, because the moment your role activates, everything attached to hesitation begins to tremble. You are not merely deciding between one option and another. You are deciding whether your spirit will bow to calling or retreat into delay. As Jesus himself declared in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 13, "Enter through the narrow gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the road that leads to destruction, and many enter through it." This word cuts through confusion because the path of destiny is rarely the crowded one. The narrow gate is not glamorous to the flesh, but it is rich with peace, authority, and clean alignment. The broader road often promises immediate relief, but it slowly drains conviction, weakens discernment, and trains the soul to tolerate distance from God. That is why this threshold matters so deeply. A small compromise at the wrong moment can create a large silence in the spirit. Yet one act of obedience can unlock strength you did not know was waiting inside you. So do not call this pressure punishment. It is revelation. It is the mercy of God refusing to let you drift numb into a lesser life. The warning is love. The conviction is protection. The unrest in your spirit is not there to shame you, but to keep you awake. You are being summoned to choose with clear eyes and a clean heart. Comment "narrow gate" below as a sign that you understand this is a moment of separation, and that your next step must be guided by obedience rather than comfort. Once you choose alignment, the atmosphere around you begins to change. What was hidden in silence now starts to carry force. Your authority does not arrive as noise, pride, or display. It rises as steadiness. It comes as a clean inner knowing that darkness can no longer speak to you the way it once did. The same situations that used to drain you now expose themselves more quickly. The same voices that once confused you begin to lose power. This is what happens when authority awakens in a life that has been refined through hidden obedience. You stop begging for permission to become who God already called you to be. That shift is exactly why resistance increases when your spirit becomes settled. Darkness does not panic because of potential alone. It reacts when potential turns into movement. It responds when hesitation breaks, when compromise is refused, and when a chosen one stops treating spiritual warfare like imagination. You may notice unusual pressure, sharper opposition, or sudden attempts to pull you back into old emotional cycles. But do not misread the reaction. The battle is not evidence that you are losing ground. It is often proof that your presence is disrupting what once operated unchallenged. Your authority is not theoretical anymore. It is being felt. The apostle reminds us in his letter to the Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds. This is the lens through which you must see this hour. Your strength is not rooted in performance, personality, or human force. It is rooted in the power of God working through a yielded vessel. Strongholds fall not because you become loud, but because you become aligned. Chains weaken not because you entertain fear, but because truth has found a place to stand in you. What rises in you now is not borrowed confidence. It is spiritual legitimacy shaped through testing. So hold your ground. Speak with clarity. Guard your peace. Refuse to return to the version of yourself that lived apologetically before people who never understood your weight. This next stretch requires consistency, not spectacle. It requires faithfulness where others would prefer drama. And as this message continues reaching the ones who are also fighting to stay aligned, know that every act of support helps strengthen that work. Even a small gift becomes part of the oil that keeps this voice going to those who need confirmation in critical hours like this. What matters tonight is that you do not shrink back. You have crossed too much darkness to doubt what God is awakening in you now. And what is awakening in you is stronger than what is resisting you. Now the crown is no longer something hovering above your future as a distant symbol. It is becoming a reality you accept with intention. This is the hour when hidden identity becomes visible responsibility. You are not simply being comforted anymore. You are being established. The same life that once felt covered in mystery is now being called into holy clarity. You can sense it in the way your spirit refuses to go backward. You can feel it in the way old limitations no longer fit your inner world. What used to define you by fear, delay, and confusion is losing its grip, because destiny accelerates the moment you stop negotiating with the version of yourself that was only meant to survive. You are being called to reign with discipline, humility, and fire. There is a holy difference between desiring the crown and receiving it with maturity. Many want the promise, but not the purification that allows them to carry it well. Yet your journey has not been shallow. You have walked through enough darkness to understand that glory without surrender becomes dangerous. That is why this final shift matters. You are not being lifted for vanity. You are being positioned for stewardship. What God is placing over your life now is meant to touch others. Break heaviness, release courage, and stand as proof that hidden seasons still produce visible fruit in the appointed time. This is why your acceptance of the crown must be clean, not proud, not performative, not driven by the need to be seen, but anchored in reverence, according to what is revealed in the book of Proverbs, chapter 4, verse 18. The path of the righteous is like the morning sun, shining ever brighter till the full light of day. This is the image over your life now. Not a flicker that fades, but a brightness that increases as you keep walking with God. The next season will not be built on sudden noise alone. It will be built on growing light, growing strength, and growing clarity. The path opens as you walk it. The day brightens as you obey. What once appeared hidden begins to shine with unmistakable purpose. So receive this final confirmation tonight: your role can no longer remain buried. What God has activated will keep moving as long as you stay yielded, alert, and faithful. You are stepping forward crowned with responsibility, guarded by grace, and marked by a light that will not return to hiding. Comment 848 below as your sign of acceptance, because this number stands here as your witness that you are no longer shrinking from the weight of your calling, but moving with it into the future God has prepared for you. And now you stand at the shoreline of this message, as if heaven has placed a small lantern in your hands, not to keep hidden beneath your coat, but to let it glow for someone still wandering through the fog. If these words have settled on your soul like warm oil on a weary forehead, then let your response become a sacred echo. Let your like be the soft striking of a match in the dark, a quiet sign that the flame has reached you. Let your share become the passing of that lantern to another traveler who has almost forgotten what light looks like. Let your comment be like a stone laid gently on an altar, proof that this moment touched the ground of your life. Let your subscribe be the keeping open of a window at dawn, so the next breath of heaven finds its way back into your house. And if your heart is moved to give or donate, let it be like pouring fresh oil into a vessel so the light does not fade before the next wounded soul arrives. Nothing compelled, nothing heavy, only the beauty of a willing spirit answering light with light.